Cheers. So it's Monday morning here in Rusty, Rhode Island. It's March 17th, 2025. Raining, 100% chance of rain today. It's been raining since early this morning. Got the 36 up in the garage, and I have removed the computer. So I opened it up and took a look inside, and I can see that the interior where the prom is, it's nice and clean in there and dry. There's no moisture I've got in there, so I know this seal's good. And when I started unplugging the four connectors, I could see that they were just as clean as the day they were put in the factory. You might notice this one here that I've cut off. On this year, for half a year, they used this, was part of the anti-lock brakes, and it was just basically some feedback from the anti-lock that's not needed. Nothing to do with the fuel injection. Being a four-wheel drive, though, it had a, I guess, a setup to know that the anti-lock, in four-wheel drive, it acts funny. So I took out the manual again. Let me just say, yesterday I was online for about 4.5, 5 hours looking for wiring diagrams, which I've pretty much been unsuccessful finding one that'll match what I have with this truck. I've pulled the pins, pulled the connectors apart. I've been checking the grounds that I know of and everything, and the power wires. I mean, the pink black, the oranges, to see if they're all coming hot. So I found this guy, Dr. Spock, who was testing a computer that looked similar to this, but was from a two-wheel drive. Even that was different. The pins, it said that the black connector, pin 2, should be purple, and that's the signal wire. But when I go to the book says that it's brown. So there's like it's a typical V6 engine, central port injection, system wiring diagram. And then when I go up here and I look at where it says the connector, it says tan. So I don't know what I'm doing here. It's amazing. You can see I've got pretty much, it doesn't tell you which pin, but it says that the wire is just plain tan. It doesn't say tan white, tan black. It says just tan. And I've been looking in here, and I think I found one earlier that was just tan. That wasn't it. This was the one here. Just tan. Nothing else. Just tan. So if I can only find one wire that's just tan, I'm kind of sure that that's the one I'm looking for. And what that'll do is, if I ground it, we'll send the computer into test mode, and it'll puke up any codes that it has. With a no start condition, usually you get a code. Cam sensor not picking up, crank sensor's not picking up. Without having those codes, I have to do what I was showing you yesterday with the breakout. I have to actually get it running with a pin stuck in the wire, and I'm checking the voltages. Like if a crank sensor goes bad, usually it will send back like half of the voltage that it should. So it gets a 5-volt reference. Usually sends back between 3, 4.5 when it's cranking. If you're only getting 2 volts back, it's going to not fire the. It's not going to trip the ignition. So that's what I've been going through. I'm Got the multimeter, high impedance multimeter. I got the books. I got 3 different wiring harnesses that I took snapshots of. I have those in the computer. And none of them, when I go to it, it tells me what pin I should be looking at. It was like telling me that this one here, pin 4, should be, was on this side. It turned out the wire's yellow, and it was supposed to be purple. I mean, that's what I'm running into. It was this one, the blue connector. This yellow wire. According to what I found online, black connector, pin 2, which is that pin 2. It's not, it's yellow. So it's weird. So this is obviously not the right one, the right schematic that I was looking at online. So it's going to take a little more research, but eventually I'm going to find the right. I don't know. I might have to buy a shop manual for this specific truck, maybe from the dealer, or a dealer type manual online somehow. That gives me a better. Because it'll show you, it'll have pin charts. And that's what I don't have. I've got some pin charts, but they don't match what this shows. So, and again, with the OBD 1.5, they changed the terminology now. I went from EEC, electronic engine control, to power control module. And I can understand why, because now your computer also controls the shift of the transmission, whereas back in the day it was done, with centrifugal force and hydraulics. And so now, this must be my girl. It's the strangest thing. As long as I shine the light on those tiny little numbers, I can read them. And the other day, I was cutting steel, and I was just wearing the glasses I used to wear. They're 175 magnification, just to protect my eyes when I was cutting a couple of pieces of steel out for that burner I was building, and I started getting a headache. So I literally got to go buy myself a pair of safety glasses. I got to get that done before I do any more crazy shit like crawling under trucks and stuff, because nothing worse than rust in the eyes. And you got to get the super magnet and I'm holding my eye open. Done that so many times to get metal out of my eye with that tiny little super magnet thing I got. It works though, and if I get the metal out fast, it doesn't scratch my eye. If you leave it in there and go to the doctor and the whole time it's in there scratching your eye, if you get it in your eye, you're best to jump out and get it right out of it as fast as you can, and be brave and fucking put that magnet right up against your eye. That's what I do, and it pops it out. And the guy showed me that, and he only had one eye. He walked into a room full of steel rebars, and it was dark, and he walked in and poked his own eye out, and he had one left. And if he was laying under the car, even though he had glasses, sometimes stuff would go by, and he showed me that with the magnet. And it wasn't a super magnet, it was just like a junky speaker magnet, but it worked. And I've been doing it ever since. And I got people telling me I'm crazy, but it works. Alright guys, blabbing on enough. I gotta get back to work. This is a challenge for me, so I'm gonna get it fixed, and it's even though it's like kind of driving me crazy and I'm pulling out my hair a little bit, I love a good challenge, because if I can fix it, I'm like, yeah. But if I can, I'll be like, shit, I'm getting old. Talk to you all later, guys. Out from Rusty Road now.